Nothing worse than getting scammed or overcharged while you're on your dream vacation. And I'm here in the capital of Vietnam, Hanoi, to share with you my thoughts on how to avoid some of the scams and overcharging that happens here. Now, I'm right next to Hoan Kiem Lake, which is right around the Old Quarter, and this is one of the most atmospheric places in all of Southeast Asia. It's amazing. It's one of my favorite places, but the problem is that because so many tourists come here, a lot of the scam artists and a lot of the overcharging is going to happen right here. This is a tourist zone, so this is the hotspot. This is the place where you have to be on guard the most for everything right here. And right next to the roundabout with the fountain has probably the most action as far as people approaching you, trying to sell you things, trying to get you to book a tour or get a ride on their motorbike or their Cyclo. So this is the place where you have to be on guard the most. I honestly would advise anybody that's getting approached here to just avoid these people as much as you can. They're only out to take you for as much as they can. They're not here to be your friend. So in these hot zones, especially around here, I would totally show absolutely no interest to anybody that approaches you. And actually the best way to deal with these types of people is to show absolutely no interest in what they're saying to you. You almost have to act like you're in your own world and somebody has just interrupted you momentarily and you brush them off. As a Westerner, we're all taught to be polite and say no, thank you. But in this instance, if you do that, they will only keep on. So you need to have a wall, so to say, of disregard for anything else that's happening around you other than what you're doing at the moment. So these Cyclo taxis I would definitely avoid. Some of these guys are scam artists. They will say one thing, take you somewhere else, and they will not give up, as this man is doing right now. And they will take you somewhere else and they will totally demand more money. So this is a risk that you take. Some of these guys are actually honest, but in most cases, the people that I've spoken to, local guest house owners, say you really don't need to use these Cyclo taxis. You can walk basically where they're going to take you anyways. But if you insist, it's about 100,000 dong for an hour. If you're going to do business with these guys as well, be very clear up front as to how much they're charging and how much you're going to pay. If they say 100, make sure you are clear that it's 100,000 dong, because I've also heard that they'll come back and say, no, it was $100. And they will hold you to it and they will get quite angry and aggressive as well. So be very clear in any of these transactions if you insist on doing this as to what the charge is going to be and what you're going to get for that price, and exactly the currency that you're getting charged in as well. So while you're walking around Hoan Kiem Lake in the Old Quarter, you're going to get approached by a lot of different people wanting to sell you either services or items. And one of the most famous group are the Shoeshine guys, or Shoeshine people. And they walk around with these bags full of insoles and tools and plastic sandals that they want to give you right away and get your shoes away from you, because once they got your shoes away from you, they can start work and start charging you money. Now, the going rate I've heard is about 20,000 dong to clean your shoes. But what some guys will do is they will say they've had to do a whole bunch more things to it, and then all of a sudden they want to charge you 400,000 and they've got your shoes. Now what are you going to do? You're almost forced to pay. So you don't really have time. You're only going to be here a short time to discern between the good guys and the bad guys and figure this all out. In my opinion, just avoid these guys with a firm no. Once you've said no, if they keep asking, psychologically just move on to whatever else you're doing. So the other infamous sellers of the Old Quarter are who I call the donut ladies. They're these ladies that walk around with baskets full of little donuts, or what some people call donut holes. And they're very sweet. They approach you, they smile, they give you one to try, and then they want to sell you them. Now they're extremely overpriced. I saw last night a couple of Korean girls that were approached by one of these donut ladies, and the donut lady wanted to charge them 100,000 dong for like 4 little donuts. You can buy a cake for that in a bake shop here. So just to let you know, if you want to do business with them, it's fine, but you're going to be way overcharged for what they're selling you. See, I got one of these big chocolate buns from this really nice shop here for 14,000 dong. Look how big it is. It's like 3 or 4 times the size of those little donut holes. So I don't want to give you the wrong impression here, like I'm out to get these people. In a lot of ways, I don't really think they're all that bad. I think they're just misguided and a little desperate. So I'm here to share my experience with you because I love Hanoi and I want other people to enjoy their time here as well and avoid some of these bad situations. So it's really important to be clear on the actual currency that you're being charged and how much it is, because in Vietnam and especially in Hanoi, many people will quote you services like hotel rates, tour packages, other things in US dollars. And more than likely, you're not going to be paying in US dollars, you're going to be paying in Vietnamese dong. So what I always recommend you do is, if they quote you in US dollars, ask what it is in dong before you've agreed to pay that, so that you can do the exchange rate and make sure that you're getting a proper exchange, because quite often what some people will do is actually quote you in US dollar, and then when you go to pay in dong, they will give you a terrible exchange rate. Bargain for everything in Hanoi and the rest of Vietnam. It's a bargaining culture. If you're not used to it, get used to it, find out the prices. As a tourist, you're going to automatically be overcharged by a lot of vendors and shops in tourist areas especially. So make sure you know your prices on regular items. The only place you're probably not going to bargain is in a cafe, a restaurant, or a convenience store. Check your prices and bargain. Bargain for everything in Hanoi, Vietnam. Make sure you check the prices if you're booking tour packages. Go to 2 or 3 different places. Ask for a discount. Really work them. Make sure you get the best deal you can. You have to do this or you will be taken. Tourists are constantly overcharged here, just about anywhere in the tourist areas especially. So make sure you know your prices. Ask around, get 2 or 3 quotes on bigger ticket items or package deals for tours. And guys, newsflash for you, you don't get more attractive and charming after a few drinks. Be very wary of women that approach you after you're leaving the bar or the clubs. Lots of reports of robberies here in Hanoi. Lastly, avoid meter taxis at all costs. Too many reports of meters running way too fast, people not getting to their destination where they want to go, arguments with change, with fares. With the advent of Uber and Grab, it's just not necessary to use these local taxis anymore. There's way more accountability with Uber and Grab. And if you can't find a Grab driver when you need one, just go to Uber, switch back and forth. Or you can go old school and get your hotel to have a car pick you up at the airport or drop you off at the airport. And don't use the moto taxis, the guys that sit on the corner yelling out motorbike. They're gonna overcharge you as well. Uber or Grab, and this comes from guest house owners and hotel owners in Hanoi. So it's like I say, be wary of people approaching you in touristy places. Be open to people approaching you in non-touristy places. In touristy places, of course, for the most part, people just want something from you when they approach you. In non-touristy places, most of the time, the local people just want to be friendly and engage with foreigners. Having said that, there are some very friendly people and good local people in the old quarter of Hanoi as well. So thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos on Vietnam, Taiwan, East Asia, Southeast Asia, and South Asia, subscribe to my channel now. From Hanoi, Vietnam, this is John Sabo. Thanks, see you soon.